in terms of inequality. Give you a bit of context, during that year when they studied, Russia, India, and Thailand. So Thailand is number 3. For those of you who've been to Thailand as a tourist, you probably enjoy the paradise and everything like that. But if you are a native Thai living outside of Bangkok in rural areas, it's going to be pretty tough for you in terms of wealth inequality, income equality, resources inequality, political inequality, the ability to access to politicians who make laws and things like that. Second point is on the land ownership. 10% holds 61% of Thailand's private land. Only the private land. The government holds also 40% of the land. That's quite a large number. In the US, I checked very quickly, the federal land of America is about 20-25%-ish. So the government of Thailand, the army and things like that holds a large portion of land. But for the private side, top 10% holds 61%. If you are the bottom 10%, you own 0.07% of the land ownership. If you're at the bottom of the pyramid, 10%, again, you hold 0.07% of the land ownership. And without any land, you can't go to the bank and collateral, right? I mean, for those people in this room, you probably have some sort of land ownership. When you go to the bank and you want a collateral out, you get that credit line out. You'll be able to start a business or a mortgage or even, get your funding to come to Harvard. But a lot of people don't have that kind of privilege. So land justice is something that, when I was a member of parliament, I was trying to push very much because I think that's like the first button of your shirt. If you do it right, the other things will come. Financial inclusion will come. Savings will come. Innovation will come. But this is something like the British Revolution or the French Revolution was talking about back in the days. The right to land is something that is very crucial in Thailand. If you look at bank accounts, the top 1% of the accounts holds 70% of the total deficits. So if there's 100 baht in the Thai banking system, just 1% of that volume account holds 70 baht. Imagine that. I mean, and if you are, the remaining 99, that's like, you only have like 30% of that bank account. So just this one slide, I hope it gives you a context of the stark inequality that Thailand faces by a Swiss bank, a neutral country. So I didn't make this up. I'm not here to talk down on my own country, but this is the numbers that they're showing to you. If you're that top 1%, you're going to grow about 25% within 5 years. But if you're at the 99 or not in that list, you're going to be very much suffering in terms of the ability to have your own assets as well as the kind of cash flows or liquidity that you'll be able to survive in the geopolitical environment that the world is operating right now. Now, is that for me? I'm just joking. That's fine. I've done it before, so don't worry about it. And also, so inequality is still a stubborn factor in political economy in Thailand going forward. Something that is quite specific to Thailand. Now, what does it mean for the entire country? So I'm showing you a slide here of our GDP growth back until 1993, until 2023. And then you started to see some resistance to grow. Huh? You started to see some inertia. You started to see that, back in 1993 to 1997, before the Tom Yum Goong crisis, we were growing by about 7.25%. That's on the right side, at the very right side, in terms of real GDP. And then after the financial crisis, we started to recover and grew back a little bit. And that growth rate of that period of time that we enjoyed was about 4.83%. And then the subprime crisis happened. That's when I was here. I was here at the Kennedy School when hamburger crisis happened. And then we started to recover and grew by about 3%. And now we're about 2%. So from 7, starting to plateau to 4 something, 3 something, and then 2 something. So that's Thailand when you compare it from the past and to the present. And when you compare it to a bigger picture, yesterday IMF announced their forecasts in terms of economic growth. The world output will be about 3.2%. The US will grow by